you ever delegated a project to someone and were disappointed in the results? Maybe they didn't do the work correctly. Maybe it wasn't done on time. Maybe you had to micromanage it just to get it done, or probably worst of all, you had to do it yourself. If this is the case, you're not alone. Delegation can be difficult. I'd like to share with you 3 tips to make your delegation more effective. And the first one is to determine the will and skill of the person you want to delegate to. So, what does that mean? How willing is that person to do the task? And how much skill do they have in accomplishing it? Now, if you have somebody who has a great deal of will but little skill, you're probably going to have to be holding their hand a little more, find them a mentor, maybe even train them. If you have somebody who has a great deal of will and a great deal of skill, you can just hand it over. What's tricky is when you have somebody with a great deal of skill, but very little will. When you're dealing with somebody like that, you're going to need to make your case about why they are the right person to do it. Next, answer any unasked questions. So what does that mean? Well, I once had a man I worked for. He was brilliant. And he always thought that all the people who worked for him were brilliant. And so when he would delegate something to us, he made the assumption we had all the knowledge he had, which we didn't. And we were too afraid to ask any questions because, well, we didn't want to look stupid. And so we failed. Short of having a mind melt, there was no way we were going to be able to know everything he wanted us to do with the shorthand he gave us. So what I'd like you to do is to think about the questions you might ask if somebody delegated to you. Questions like, why me? Or what are my resources? What's the time frame? What happens if I don't do it? Has somebody else done this before? What does success look like? Who do I go to if I have questions? And when you think about all those questions and come up with answers, when you delegate, you share those answers, even if they haven't been asked, and it is far more likely that you're going to have a successful outcome. The next thing is to set check-in times, especially for those who are new at the project. When you set in checkup times, you can make sure that things are running smoothly. Sometimes we wait till the end to check in because we haven't heard anything and we assumed everything was fine, and it wasn't. When you do timely check-ins, it's not micromanaging. You can just check to see if everything's fine, set the next check-in, and move along. These 3 things will make delegation more successful. Give them a try. Let me know how it works.